So if you have the retargeting audience size, it would be really beneficial to have a 30-day segment, a 90-day segment, and then a 180-day segment. So with these 3 segments of time, so for context, this is anyone that's been to your website in the last 30 days, 90 days, and then 180 days. And what this allows you to do is now what we can do for our 30-day segment is we can show them different content in relation to some of our 90-day segments, right? And our 180-day segments, and so on and so forth. So for context, like for the 90-day segment, I'm going to focus very much on product marketing content, social proof content, and thought leadership content. For the 30-day segment, I'm going to focus very much on product marketing and social proof content. And for the 180-day segment, it's going to be the exact same thing, but maybe more of a focus on thought leadership content. So essentially what I'm able to do by creating these 3 different segments of time is I create an experience for the user where in the first 30 days, I'm showing them content around my product, the capabilities, how I can solve their problems. In addition to that, social proof, because the assumption here is the more recent the person engaged with your website, the more brand affinity and trust and the higher propensity to conversion it is. This isn't always necessarily true. Sometimes what we'll find is like our 90-day segments convert better than 30, or vice versa, the 180 converts better than the 90. This is where you have to test and see for yourself. But again, if you have the audience size, if you don't have the audience size to do this, don't worry. Just focus on the 90-day segment and then go from there. But V level 1 here is you need to just create your first segment, because it's only once you create the audience that it then starts populating after the point of creation. So in this case, I'm just going to name this remarketing 90 days web visits. This is the naming convention that I like to follow if you want to take advantage of it. And then I would just replicate this process 3 times over. I would save this, and then I would do this again for 30, 90, and 180. For context, this is what this looks like in practice. So you can see I've got a 30-day segment, a 90-day segment, and a 180-day segment. And because of my naming conventions, it makes it super easy to see where each cohort of time is. So in future, I can create a campaign around 30 days with all these different segments, 90 days and 180 days. I actually have a video in this channel that I walk through this remarketing best practices in much more detail if you guys want to dive into that.